back to my channel. I've got another vlog for you today. Today I have so much work to do. Like, I've been on the computer all morning, and then I have to do some recipe stuff this afternoon and some photography for that this afternoon, and then some secret things that I can't tell you about yet. But I thought I would film this vlog throughout the day and just sort of sprinkle it together because I really want to talk about insulin resistance ever since I did that. What was the video called? I got the results, that video all about my blood tests and PCOS and that sort of thing. So what I'm going to be talking about in this one is, of course, insulin resistance and ways to improve your insulin sensitivity. I thought, even though I'm busy, I'd rather get some kind of vlog together, even if it's, you know, relatively short or whatever. I'd rather get something up for you guys than skip a video. And whether you're new to my channel or not, hey, I'd love for you guys to leave me a comment. I'm looking for more sort of workout songs. So if you have a favorite, like your one favorite workout song right now, what is it? Leave me a comment. Okay, so firstly, insulin resistance is usually associated with high levels of insulin and high levels of glucose or sugars in the blood. So for someone to have insulin resistance, it means that their body will produce insulin. There comes an intake of carbohydrate, sugar, you know, whatever, anything that's going to spike the blood sugar levels. Their body releases this insulin, and the insulin doesn't really know what to do with the sugars. So then it produces more insulin to try and help reduce the sugars, but that might not still be effective because their body doesn't properly utilize the insulin. So this results in those elevated blood sugar levels and also those higher levels of insulin in the blood too. This is something that I was dealing with for a while, and my blood test results did reflect that. I've been following a ketogenic diet now for over 7 months, I think. It's been a while, yeah, it's like 7.5 months now, I think. Yeah, 7.5 months. And that's helped combat the insulin resistance for me. I have insulin resistance as just one of the symptoms of my PCOS. Now, the people who are most likely to get insulin resistance are, like myself, if you have PCOS, or if you are overweight, if you have a very sedentary and inactive lifestyle, and also if you have a family history of diabetes. So insulin resistance can result in more risk of heart disease and of type 2 diabetes. Now, this is not a diagnosis video, and never ever diagnose yourself with a medical condition. Make sure you're always going to see your healthcare professional, but these are some of the symptoms that you may be experiencing if you do have insulin resistance. Firstly, there is elevated blood sugar levels, like I was saying, and there's also typically higher blood pressure too. One of the symptoms is abdominal fat storage, and another one is fluid retention, and this is particularly prominent under here. You'll notice it may not be fat, but it may just be like inflamed sort of tissue. Cravings for sugar is another huge one. So if you're finding towards the end of the day you're always craving chocolates and things like that, that can be quite a big sign. And also constant hunger. You shouldn't feel constant hunger. And one of the biggest, no pun intended, signs is an inability to lose weight. And this is what made me realize that I may have it at first before I got it tested. So I was training really, really hard, and I was like, oh, I want to build some more muscle, and it's common knowledge that building muscle does require immediate carbohydrate intake, particularly after a workout. You really want to refuel with carbohydrates and proteins. So what I was doing was always eating immediately after my workout and making sure that I was having a small serve of protein with a serve of about 50 grams of carbohydrates straight after my workout every day. I started gaining weight fairly quickly, and I was like, oh, this doesn't seem right. You can't gain muscle this fast. Just for context, at the moment, because I'm on a ketogenic diet, the max, like, I would never go higher than 40 grams of carbohydrates in a whole day, and my body's responding really well to that. But back then I was eating an even macronutrient ratio of protein, fats and carbs, and then I was making sure I was getting like a big hit of carbs right after my workout. If you don't have any issues with your insulin or hormones or anything like that, that's a great way to build that lean muscle, is getting those carbohydrates in right after your workout. So that was a really weird sign for me. Like, the weight just kept creeping up a little bit, and I was like, this is really strange. Like, I'm training so hard and I'm eating well and I'm eating the right macronutrient ratio for my body type. But yeah, it was the carbohydrates setting me off because I didn't realize I was resistant to insulin. Now, I'll check back in with you guys later. I've got to jump away and do some stuff quickly, but next I'll be telling you 6 things. I'm going to break it up a little bit, but 6 things that you can do to improve your insulin resistance. It appears that there was some kind of issue with my mic yesterday. It totally worked when I like tested it and sat back down, but then when I went on my computer to edit, no audio, so that was annoying. Anyway, so I'm just going to cut this in throughout the rest of the video. It's my tips of what to do to increase your insulin sensitivity. I also want to tell you guys, obviously don't diagnose it yourself. Go and get a medical professional to check it out. You can get fasting blood glucose tests and HbA1c tests done. Now my first point is weight loss, and not just losing the weight in the first place, but actually being able to keep it off long term. Studies have shown that maintained weight loss does increase insulin sensitivity, and also if you gain the weight back, you decrease your insulin sensitivity. So it's all about getting down to that healthy body weight and learning how to keep it there. Number 2 is exercise, mostly high intensity interval training. HIIT training can increase your body's basal metabolic rate, which is how much energy or food you need to get through each day. It's really great at increasing your fitness levels, and it's also been shown to decrease blood glucose levels. HIIT has been shown to increase insulin sensitivity in all participants regardless of their body weight. If you need some HIIT exercises, I've got a whole ebook full of them for you. It's super affordable, and there is an entire guide in the back. There's all exercises you can choose from, what body part you want to work, what degree of difficulty, and it shows you how to structure your own HIIT workout. Number 3 is supplementation. Obviously don't just go and prescribe yourself all this stuff. I'd recommend seeing a naturopath, which is what I do, or you can see a doctor or whoever you want to see to help get you on the right kind of natural supplements. There's so much construction going on, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. I can't really do anything about it. But anyway, if you want a more natural option, you can go for myo-inositol. Myo-inositol has been proven over and over again to mimic insulin. Now, some people do call insulin the fat storing hormone, and yes, it can be responsible for your body maintaining some fat on the body, but you need some fat on your body. So insulin is definitely not the bad guy by any means. You want your body to be using its insulin effectively and correctly. Another option is chromium. Chromium is absolutely essential for the metabolism of glucose in your body. Many diets are actually deficient in chromium, and a deficiency in chromium means your body requires even more insulin to be able to try and metabolize that glucose. So if your body isn't using insulin correctly, and then if you're low in chromium, it's gonna make even more insulin on top of what it's already doing, and it's just gonna get a little bit out of control. While myo-inositol is a relatively easy supplement to get your hands on, and it's just a powder that you pop into some water and you can have that daily, chromium should never be self-administered. Here's one of my little fudge squares. It's already melting. Like, can you see that reflection? Focus. Yeah, already melting. So I'm gonna have to be really quick. So the edges of it are already melting off a bit too, so I have to like smooth it down. Come closer. I need you to hear me now. Okay, I've been stuck at my desk for a bit, so I'm going to make some lunch. And I'm not gonna make salmon because I always make salmon in my videos. Number 4 is a very basic one, and that is sleep. Even 1 week of getting 5 hours sleep per night severely limits your body's ability to process glucose. So it's all about getting those 8 to 9 hours a night, or if you're a teenager, it might even be 10. Number 5, I have 2 food suggestions for you to add into your diet. Number 1 is blueberries. 22.5 grams of blueberry actives incorporated as part of your daily diet increases the body's ability to uptake glucose without exhibiting any inflammation symptoms. The second food suggestion is cinnamon. Now, I'm not saying to ditch your metformin, I'm saying please speak to your healthcare professional, but it has been shown in studies that 1 teaspoon of cinnamon has a similar effect to 1 dosage of metformin. Cinnamon has been shown to lower lipid levels, lower blood glucose levels, lower inflammation, and reduce insulin resistance. And number 6 is really watching out for what you're eating. So you want to be avoiding all those processed and refined sugars, and you also want to be making sure that you're not getting an excess of fructose. Because yes, fructose is great when it has fiber, but if you're having way too much fructose and no fiber, What's that gonna do? Many foods have added sugars to them now, so this is that refined sugar that you really don't want to be getting as part of your diet. Now obviously you need to find out what works for you, and tackling this via food is obviously something which will take a lot of time, but like we always say here, thinking long-term over short-term. Long-term goals over short-term gratification. Some diets or lifestyles of eating that have been proven to help lower insulin resistance are a low carbohydrate diet, a ketogenic diet, a paleo diet, and also intermittent fasting. If you've seen my videos before or my Instagram or whatever, you probably know that I follow a ketogenic lifestyle to help with my PCOS and the other symptoms that are relating to it. Obviously, you need to research what's going to work for you though. And this is in by no means a diagnosis video. I'm simply telling you guys the symptoms and what you can do about it. So if you feel like this is something that you might have, get it tested first, and then it's up to you how you would like to treat the problem.
It means I'm gonna miss you every time, 'cause I can't get used to letting you go. When the tears roll down your face, let me tell you, darling, we're gonna find a place where we can lay low, where we can get high, where we can run away, we can go today, we can leave the world behind. So honey, let's go, let's do what we lost, do all the things that we've been dreaming of.
Thank you for joining me on an unadventurous day. I did a lot of work, but then I did get that little gym session in, and I did go down and I get to use my drone for the first time. I've never actually used it, so I wonder how the footage will look. I guess you guys will have already watched it, but yeah, it was so nerve-wracking flying that for the first time, but I really wanted to practice it before I go away to Tasmania. If any of you guys have seen the YouTuber Elaine, I'm going away with her. She's one of my good friends. If you haven't already, and if you've made it this far through the video, please give it a thumbs up for me. It does actually help my channel out a lot. I hope you guys are all doing really well. If you're new to my channel and this is the first video of mine that you're watching, don't forget to hit subscribe so you can see my future uploads. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!
So honey, let's go, let's do what we love.